Today, I wanted to talk about unhealthy patterns and how we can break free from that. Because I feel like there are so many people who are stuck in these cycles of unhealthy friendships, toxic work relationships, toxic romantic relationships. Maybe that's you and you're sitting there like, I find myself constantly dating the same type of person with the same type of issues, or maybe you find yourself dealing with the same type of friendship that is overbearing, manipulative, and possessive. And maybe for you, it feels like it's been repetition after repetition, cycle after cycle, and it feels like this prison that you can't seem to break free from. And I get it because I've been there, but here is the truth. You do not have to stay stuck in any situation that is harmful to your health. You don't have to stay stuck in any toxic relationship. The word toxic actually means poisonous. So I'm not referring to a relationship that has minimal dysfunction. No, I am referring to a relationship that is poisonous to your mental, physical, and emotional health. I'm talking about a relationship that is abusive, completely one-sided, and draining you from the inside out. And if that's you, you do not have to stay stuck in that. You have the power to break free from that cycle. But it does start with two things. One, you have to recognize when you are in a cycle, and two, you have to want to be free from it. And that's the thing. There are too many people who are walking around as victims when Jesus already paid the price for your freedom. You're not bound to any toxic relationship. You're not bound to no one. The Bible says that it is for this freedom that Christ set us free. So stand firm and do not let yourselves be burdened by a yoke of slavery. The word yoke actually means two things attached together. So ask yourself, what are you yoking yourself to? Are you yoking yourself to toxic relationships? Are you yoking yourself to unhealthy friendships? Are you yoking yourself to people that are constantly draining you and pulling you away from God and your purpose? That's the thing. Jesus already paid the price for your freedom. It's time that you start walking in freedom, but you also got to do your part. The problem is we live in this world where so many people are focused on just external things that no one is taking the time to work on the internal behavior, on their internal health. People are so focused on wanting to look good on social media and in person. They're so focused on the opinions of other people that people are not being responsible for their healing. And what happens is hurt people end up hurting other people, and it becomes this vicious cycle of hurt, abuse, toxicity, anger. And it is a dangerous place to be in. And so today, I just wanted to quickly go over 4 practical ways to overcome this cycle. And the first one, forgive yourself. Yes, you play a role in choosing these relationships, but have grace with yourself. I know that it can be frustrating, and I know that it can be easy to have these negative thoughts like, how am I in this again? Or maybe I just deserve this. Rebuke those thoughts. That is such a lie. You did not deserve this. And at the end of the day, having those limiting self-thoughts is not going to change anything. If anything, it's going to rob you from the strength and the power that you need to move forward. So have compassion for yourself. Have grace. The second one, get into the root of the pattern. Once you can forgive yourself, it's time that you start correcting these patterns that you keep sowing into your life. A pattern is something that you repeat. So at this point, you should know the consistent traits and characteristics of each relationship. So start asking yourself the hard questions. Dig deep. Ask yourself, what do all of these relationships have in common? What behaviors are they triggering inside of me? What am I longing for? What is my desired outcome in all of these relationships? And maybe it might even help to consider having a therapist. But it's important that you dig deep and you get into the root of this pattern, because once you're able to do that, then you have the ability to break this cycle. Maybe it stems from your childhood. Maybe you grew up without a father, and so you've been longing for validation from men your entire life. Or maybe you grew up in a home that was abusive, and so abuse is all you know. Whatever the situation is, it's important that you take the time to really ask yourself and search deep within. The third one, be mindful of the red flags. Be real with yourself. If you can reflect early on in your relationship, you will see that the red flags were always visible. The problem is the relationships always look different at first. The Bible even says that Satan masquerades himself as an angel of light. Think about it. If someone were to come up to you all demonic and dark looking, you wouldn't even want to entertain them for a second. But if someone comes to you charming and saying all of the sweet things, you may consider entertaining them. So guard your heart. Don't be fooled by the first person that comes and promises you the world. Satan is out there prowling around like a roaring lion, seeking for someone to devour. So he can easily send you someone that is disguised as the perfect package, and it's really just bait to lure you in. So guard your heart. Use wisdom and discernment when you meet someone. And the last one, heal. Take the time that you need to heal. The Bible says to guard your heart, for it is a wellspring of life. If your heart is suffering, your job will suffer, your family will suffer, your friendships will suffer. Everything is a direct reflection of what you keep inside of you. So take the time that you need to heal. Go to therapy if you need to. Seek wisdom from a mentor or a trusted friend. Surround yourself with a community of people that can encourage you and lift you up during this time. And most importantly, know that you do not have to do this by yourself. Jesus wants you to cast your cares to him because he cares for you. He wants to be there to comfort you during this time. And if you're in a toxic relationship right now, I want you to know that you do not have to settle for that. You have the power to break free from that. And one of my favorite scriptures is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Your body is the temple of the living God. God does not want your body full of anxiety. He does not want your body full of depression. He wants you to love yourself. The Bible says to love your neighbor as you love yourself. He wants you to learn to love yourself enough to walk away from something that is abusive. Love yourself enough to not settle for less than what God has for you. Don't settle for the lies that there's nothing better out there, because that is not true. God says that you are worthy, you are valuable, you are chosen. Do you really think the God that created you, that made you in his image, that loved you, would want you to settle for something toxic? No, that is a lie. The word says that he has plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but to give you hope and a future. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you are in life or even how old you are. You have the power to break free from this and to walk in freedom. Do it for yourself and do it for the generations that come after you.